Hey guys, CryptoClover. I'm at Lian Ho Coffee here in Saigon in Vietnam. Just giving you guys a little peek of kind of where I'm at. I was in my Bittrex account yesterday, and I noticed that the website had changed. I wasn't really aware of some of the changes that they were putting in place, but I think the one thing that I noticed right off the bat was all my orders were gone. So all of the my market orders, my selling and buy limits were not there. And so one of the things that I do when I'm trading is I get into a lot of different coins. It's one of the things I've talked about quite a bit on my channel. And what I try to do is I try to cap some of those. So when you see like these big spikes in price for various reasons, that you can kind of cash in and kind of basically you're able to really cash in on some of the price swings of these coins. And so what I try to do, and I don't have my 2FA right here to get into my account to show you guys, but there's a reserved column on Bittrex, and I always make sure that all of my coins are all reserved for trading and with basically an order that I like. So if I bought at a certain price, I want to see 20% increase in the price, and I'm going to set an order at that price. And so that's kind of what I'm looking to do, and I think that's a really good way to kind of look at things. And so I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into trying to figure out where I want to be in these coins. And so like setting those prices in the exchange I think is important. And so when I logged in, I immediately off the bat, I really didn't like Bittrex's new design. So I can show you guys here a little bit. What's going on, Mike? Dave? So here you can see like the new design of the website. I really like the old style. It was very simple, very easy to kind of navigate. The new one, for the most part, it's the same, but it's just, I don't know. I think the other one was very simple, very easy to use, and that's one of the reasons why I really liked it. I would say my top two exchanges have been Binance and Bittrex. And Bittrex is the one I have the most history with, and Bittrex is has been at one point, it was the #1 exchange. So right now you've seen Binance has really kind of taken over, and it's kind of holding that #1 spot. Let's take a look at the exchanges in terms of kind of what we're seeing here. You can see Binance is #1, Upbit, Huobi, OKEX. They started to add some of their logos into the exchanges here. Bittrex is down a little bit. But yeah, so basically I sent in a support ticket to Bittrex last night, and I was like, hey, like where did all my orders go? Now the one thing I will say about Bittrex is they got back to me right away. So I'm going to show you guys this email here. And so basically I was trying to basically figure out what was going on. And they're saying, hey, please be aware the open orders did not transfer to the new Bittrex platform. Also, orders have a lifespan of 28 days. Please refer to the support article regarding these orders. And so this is the support article right here. Stale order removal, maximum lifetime span of any order is 28 days. Older than 28 days will be automatically canceled by the system, and refunds will be refunded to your account. So my orders were not 28 days old. What ended up happening is when they moved to the new platform, they canceled all of the orders in order to make that transition or that switch. So I guess I was taken by a little surprise. And I think the one thing that I didn't really like about it is I missed out on I wanted to sell at a certain price. I can't remember what price I wanted to sell at, but I wanted to make sure that I had that set in there, and I had it in there, and there's no history of that. I can't go back now and see what I was, see the orders that that I put in. Everything was kind of canceled out. I didn't know about the 28-day lifetime span. I think sometimes when I'm getting in there and trading, I just see it kind of goes out after. I'll see some of my coins are not allocated, they're not reserved. I don't have them sell orders set up, and so I'll just go in there and basically kind of correct that. But you know, when I logged in last night, all of them are gone, and so that was a little bit surprising for me. But it does bring up a little bit of a point that is kind of my next topic that I kind of wanted to talk about, was establishing a calendar, a crypto calendar, so that say you know you're getting into a number of different coins in Bittrex, and you want to you know, you want to put in some orders, and then perhaps after 4 weeks or the 28-day period or a month or however long you want to set those for, you need to get back in your system, kind of see how those perform, and you can basically set it up in a way where you're coming back to some of the exchanges and checking in on your trades, checking in on your positions. You know, I'm in about, like I said, about 15 to 20 different exchanges, so I have, you know, my crypto is kind of spread out in a number of different areas, and I think it's important to kind of check back in and see what's going on in some of these different areas. I mean, coins get delisted. That was one, like Bittrex delisted metal, and I like the metal coin. However, it was getting delisted, or the wallet was going away, so I had to transfer it out to a different exchange. And so I think that that's something that is you know, is worth noting. I left 5 links in the description below. I was kind of doing a little bit of a search for calendars, and I think it's interesting. Like for instance, if we take a look at Bittrex, there's been a lot of news lately about Verge. It's currently the -- 1 coin trading on Bittrex. Almost 25% or a quarter of the market is trading Verge. Verge is an interesting one. There's been some some really negative news lately about the coin. A few people have done videos kind of exposing some of the I guess not. I don't know if it's professional or it's just. I guess I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. It's just you know, it's a little bit discombobulated, I guess. It's you know, it's a fork off of Dogecoin. It was originally called Dogecoin Dark, and it started really gaining traction last summer. If you take a look at the market here, they are announcing, you know, a big, well, I guess it'd be the 17th, which would be tomorrow for those of you guys back in the States. You can kind of take a look at the market here, so you can see. Basically, let's just kind of zoom in on this time frame. You know, it jumped up in June. You know, basically kind of did, you know, a pretty substantial, like 10x, 15x, 20x jump here. Kind of leveled out. You saw another spike in price. Kind of came back down. And if we take a look, let me zoom it out a little bit. And then we saw another kind of pump in the market as we came into December 12th, December 13th. In December, it really kind of spiked up. And again, we kind of seen it come down. We're seeing a little bit of a surge here again. Whereas the volume, Binance, Upbit, Bittrex, you know, so those are the 3 primarily. If you're looking at about, you know, if we're looking at percentages here, it's almost 95% of the market is concentrated in these 3 exchanges. Now, you know, I think it's just an interesting one to note. But one of the things that you can kind of, when you're getting into some of these calendars, like this is one, this CoinMarketCal, you can see that, you know, it's kind of tracking some of these different things that are going on with these coins. So you can see here, Verge, it's announcing a partnership deal here on the 17th, and they're gonna, you know, share that. You can see some of the other announcements with some of these other coins, and so I think these are interesting elements to kind of add into basically kind of your market research if you're looking into different projects, different coins, different, you know, things that you're looking to kind of diversify into. This would be one that can be a good telltale sign of you know, different projects and when they might actually do pretty well over a short period of time, based on, you know, some news that's coming out. This next one is Coins Calendar. If you guys are looking for the the links to these websites. They're in the description below. So there's several projects here. You can kind of see this one's probably not as good. I kind of like this last one. I like this one. This was the first one that came up when I was searching in Google, and so I like this one. It's just taking a quick look at some of these other ones. It gives you a little bit of an insight into kind of some of the different timelines of when these ICOs or different projects are going to be coming online. And you can kind of incorporate this also into something where you can add, different things of like, hey, I want to set a reminder to check my, my Bittrex account. It's been 28 days. I want to check and see how some of my, trades have done. Because I think for those of you that are kind of getting into coins and are just hodling, it's important to kind of check in from time to time and just kind of see the status of kind of where you're at with some of your positions on some of the coins you're getting into. This is coincalendar.info. Again, they're kind of announcing some of these partnerships. This one's not too bad. You can see here Solaris Zero Coin Protocol activation. If we come in here and we take a little bit of more in-depth look, it's kind of giving us some info that we've seen on, or that they're collecting on Twitter from their official accounts. So interesting little thing here. This is probably another one, Crypto Calendar Pro. Another one that's kind of given some more information. That's interesting. Gigawatt Token, World Blockchain Forum in Dubai. Gigawatt Token is one that I've been interested in. I don't really understand, some of the things that are going on. I need to, again, I kind of need to reach out. Met up with Dave. I really like Dave. I think that he's on the right track. He's a few things about their platform that they've come under fire, but Dave is a very bright guy and is basically kind of in charge of the entire gigawatt mining operation there in Eastern Washington. I'm starting to get into some different mining companies here in Vietnam, trying to basically establish their legitimacy and see about kind of ways to make it a little bit easier for Westerners or English-speaking people to get into. So, for instance, the other day I met up with this ieminer, and so this is ieminer right here. Gosh, I apologize. My screen is dirty. Anyways, so this is ieminer, and it's all in Vietnamese, and so you can translate the website. Let's see. I was having problems with this the other day. There it goes. So I can translate this using kind of a different plugin, but this is not something that's native to their site. This is an interesting project. I think that they are fairly legitimate, more located in northern Vietnam. A lot of former Chinese mining operations and rigs or computers and miners have kind of come across the borders into northern Vietnam and establishing mining operations there, as the regulatory environment's a little bit better than what we're seeing in China right now. And so I also got into my Genesis mining account, which is the only account that I'm mining with right now. And I noticed some inconsistencies there. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a more in-depth video with Genesis mining. There's they recently kind of came under fire for the cease and desist letter that they had received and whatnot. I noticed some issues with my account. I sent in a support ticket, so I'm waiting to hear back from them, and wanted to do an update video on that as well, because I got into Genesis mining about 10 months ago, and I didn't invest very much. I think it was like a few $100s, and wanted to see how that was going to perform over time, because some of these I've seen some negative reports on some of the mining. Like, you might put in, I saw one forget the YouTuber that did the video, but one of the projects that I was kind of looking into, he put like $100 into a mining contract, and over the course of, I think it was like 7 or 8 months, he had only received like $1, and so he would have been better off just holding the coin as opposed to getting into mining. And so that's something that I want to explore and do a little bit more research on, to make sure that they are going to be something that like it's going to be worth it to put in money into a mining contract as opposed to just holding it or just flat out trading and getting into different projects. So I'm checking with the chat a little bit. Token pay still looking good. Mining is a scam. Staking is the new way to go. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Staking can get a little bit. There's a little bit more technical information that you need to have. It's easy to get stuck with staking if you don't know what you're doing. I got stuck. Like, I was trying to stake BitConnect BCC coins for a while. That's really the extent of my experience getting into staking. There's several coins though that I think that there's a lot of advantages into getting into that. And I wanted to set up a dedicated computer here in Vietnam to get into mining, to get into staking and whatnot. Kind of reporting back on that a little bit. I'm still staking BCC. I mean, the blockchain's still working, still functioning. Mace, what's going on? Your average Joe on Itis Ventures. Monetize. Take a look. Let's see if I can search this. Monetize. So I guess it's an ICO. Let's see if I can pull up. It does have like kind of a referral system with it. Monetize coin. Smart money. Staking. Monetize bot. I'm sorry, 87,000 members. So I got a roadmap here. Let's see if I don't know if I guess that's not working. Roadmap, like maybe this will work. No, it's not working. So some of this isn't fully functioning yet. I've experienced that. Like I met with some of the people with Asama mining here in Vietnam, and I was looking to get into that. However, I couldn't even sign up for an account. Like, they were having some issues with their website for whatever reason. It doesn't, like, the Vietnamese people don't seem to be having any problems with it, but maybe with the English transition or whatnot, there's maybe some bugs there or whatnot. But I'm looking to get back together with some of the leaders over there and see about that, because some of these mining projects, they can have some IT issues, and I don't know, that's a little bit off-putting when you see that. I mean, I think the user experience when you're getting into some of these crypto projects is important. Like, it should be, it should flow well. You should get into an exchange, a coin, ICO, whatever. It should be kind of a very smooth, easy process. It should be ironed out. And you know, I think that's very off-putting when I get into something, or I'm looking at a project and I'm kind of going through the process of creating an account or doing something like that, and you run into problems. It makes me not really want to get in to the project after that, or at least a little bit more hesitant, maybe putting in less. VitaToken.io, let me take a look at that. Eat a token. Oh, jeez. I apologize for my dirty screen. It's terrible. It's just all dusty. Kind of like this roadmap, to be quite honest. Like I like the visual appeal. It's probably the best looking roadmap I've seen. Let's go back a little bit. So I got their white paper, developed with the purpose to change the world and bring freedom back to you, providing a new age social rewards network to give the opportunity for financial freedom. Supernode burn, so they're burning coins. I've got pre-mined, max supply. Everyone can mine. Look like some American or Western people involved with the project. Exchanges, okay. Do we have any exchanges? I guess not, maybe not yet. So that might be something they're working on later. Looks interesting. I gave up trying to buy P3D, too complicated. I was looking into that a little bit, and I wasn't ready to jump in. Wasn't ready to basically call it an outright, scam or something that I wouldn't recommend. I mean, I'm trying to be as open-minded as I can about some of these projects. However, I know that the price has really gone down quite a bit. That was me on the website. Michael. I guess I missed you on there. Oh, there we go. I didn't see this. Michael. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Okay, yeah. Now that I know that you're involved with it, I'll have to take a more in-depth look. But yeah, the Proof of Weak Hands was one that you saw when BitConnect went down. You saw like the two largest promoters in America in English-speaking YouTube presence or online or whatnot were Craig Grant, Trevon James, and they, once the website went down, they were looking to kind of get into a new project. They got into DeVorcoin for a short time. It had problems. It went down, and then they. Then the one that recently came on was Proof of Weak Hands, where Craig Grant has been promoting it pretty heavily, and so you kind of saw people, you saw them get into it. But I think one of the things that you saw were in BitConnect investors, like people that were invested into the lending platform, that were kind of looking for the next thing to get into. And so when you saw a lot of the lending platforms really just kind of go by the wayside, I thought the smart contracts on Ethereum was a very interesting kind of transition or next kind of evolution of that, kind of passive income, projects or whatnot. I know the price of the coin was going up and up and up and up. It was kind of set up like a pyramid. It was very kind of satirical, if that's how you pronounce that. There was a lot of satire on the white paper and the website. And then you saw like a huge sell-off. You saw a huge drop. So I think it got up to about 20,000 Ethereum, and then dropped, like in half or something. Is currently, I think there's like 6,000 or 7,000 in that smart contract, and it's kind of steadily going down. If it plans to bottom out, and maybe there might be a good project to get into here in the near future, I might take a little bit of a more in-depth look. I'm not quite ready to get into it yet, and even if I did get into it, I wouldn't be putting much towards it. But I'm not ready to basically say it's like something you shouldn't get into. I will say it's high risk. I have LA token and adds cash tokens on MetaMask. Yeah, that was something. So like when you get into a project like Proof of Week Hands, there's a learning curve that you need to get into with like MetaMask or some of the other applications that kind of interact with smart contract. So MetaMask is one of them, but there's several others. MetaMask is probably the most popular. Yeah, I didn't know, something I'm still trying to learn a little bit more about. The so LA token and ads cash, I guess, would be other projects that kind of work on that. Have you spoken to Satish from BCC? I've had many of the BitConnect promoters have actually been reaching out to me and asking if I've, if I've talked to him. I haven't. He looks like he deleted his WhatsApp account. He's kind of gone incognito, which is unfortunate because he was the central focal point for communications with BitConnect to the developers and the people kind of behind the curtain. He was the guy that was really in charge of everything, and he's not really showing very much leadership at all. It's been 3 months and no one's heard anything. So it's unfortunate. I wouldn't necessarily say it's dead just yet. I mean, the coin's functioning. It's they were moving forward with their BCCX exchange. It was supposed to be launching this month and hasn't yet. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I'm still searching for answers. So he's rich now. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really hope that it wasn't set up how a lot of people were kind of labeling it as, because that's just terrible for crypto in general. And so it's not really something that I was wanting to be involved with. If that's truly what it was. I want to be in legitimate projects, and I want to advise people the right way. Like I'm not as money motivated in that sense to really just kind of shill different projects or whatnot. Like I really want to get into legitimate projects and kind of getting into more of cryptocurrency education. I think the thing right now is just the regulatory framework and how things are going to move forward here with governments really starting to kind of recognize that the implications of cryptocurrency. Arbitraging.co has opened the A bot and is paying around 1% daily. I mean, trading bots are real. They're on the market. They can do a lot of different things with them. So it's, but finding a legitimate project to get into and kind of get behind takes a little bit of research. Takes some trust, takes a little risk. Let's take a look at this. So I guess as the ICO is over, it says arbitraging professionals. Support. So I guess this must have been a countdown. They're giving some sort of like scam warning here. I mean, these are still fairly small projects. I think the one we were just looking at, less than 100,000. It's nice that they're doing a lot of different languages. Let's take a look at the roadmap. This is kind of a little bit dry, I guess you could say. I guess the website could be probably a little bit better, but it is very simple. It's functional. It's get a little look at the team, some of the projects here. So, why arbitraging? Let's see what we got here. Arbitrage trading, bot trading, MBot manual, commissions. So it looks like it's set up here Interesting. So it's kind of set up. You can. This is very much like BitConnect, where they were kind of having their interest rates, applied for the day, and then I guess they make their money by taking a little bit of a fee on the bot usage. Something I want to get into a little bit more. I'm still trying to get set up here a little bit more. I'm still in the process of moving. I had a place lined up yesterday, and I was ready to put a deposit down, and someone came in an hour before I put my deposit down and put their deposit down, so I lost out on that place. So I'm still looking. But the cost of living out here is great. I've seen a lot of really great places. I'm just kind of looking for something real cheap here so that I can start traveling a little bit. I'm going to be taking a trip to the Philippines in June, going back to America in August. I'd like to take some trips to Korea and China and whatnot while I'm out here. So having basically a very inexpensive place here in Vietnam is kind of the goal I'm setting up. Somewhere I can kind of get in and also kind of do some work. And I'd like to get some more people, surrounding me, some people that know crypto pretty well that I can kind of work with. And there's quite a few here in Vietnam that are very interested in doing that. The Vietnamese people are very friendly, very welcoming to foreigners, and so I've talked with many that are really interested in kind of working together. So. I lost 106K in BCC. Yeah. I mean, I lost close to 200,000. I mean, crypto is very risky, and I think that BitConnect was a huge lesson for people maybe that were a little bit, I don't know if greedy is the right word, but just very focused in a particular cryptocurrency, or just, there was a lot of people that had never bought Bitcoin, never been cryptocurrency at all. I talked with many of them, and they were just, this was kind of their education or way to kind of get in. And unfortunately, it was a lot of people were not that diversified. That was one thing I've noticed here in Vietnam. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money here in Vietnam because it was around for like 2 years, for a long time here in Vietnam before really started taking off in America. So there's a lot of people that did really well, and there's a lot of people that don't have a whole lot of money, that are very poor here in Vietnam, that were very over invested, probably had the majority of their cryptocurrency portfolio in BitConnect. And so that's it was very unfortunate. Have you looked at Dropple? I have. I want to get into that a little bit. I think that's one that I think it's worth investing a little bit into. Let me see if I can bring this up. I know that this was, I believe it was in the top 100 not too long ago. Where's it at now? It's 150. So let's see, I'll bring this up for you guys. So it's right now the 150th coin in terms of market cap, 73 million. It's very recent. It just came on the scene here in March. I guess it was an ICO phase. Maybe that's where I was kind of seeing it. See the markets. TIDEX, right, BTC. So it's not really being traded. You can see very low volumes of trading, and in exchanges, like I don't have an account in either of these exchanges. Perhaps there's maybe more plans to kind of expand, when the time is right. But it has a pretty large market cap for basically not really being traded very much on any of the exchanges. It's an ERC20 utility token powered by every platform and product that make up the Dropple system. Let's take a look at Roadmap. So yeah, so the ICO ended in March. It had been basically going pretty strong for 2 months, January, February. Integrate drops into small public exchanges into larger public exchanges. So they're looking to get into larger public exchanges. Looks like here soon. It says April here. So yeah, I've tried emailing Satish. No luck. Get your EOS before June 1st. I've been kind of hearing some, there's a couple of negative things I've been hearing about EOS. I don't want to comment on it too much because I really haven't done the research, but I think EOS is, I mean, the market cap is just like, it's in the top 10. What is it now? Let's pull this up. It's 6. So it's up 7% today. So, I mean, the thing we've seen in the top 10, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, these 5 in the top 5 haven't changed a whole lot. If we were kind of looking back in the history, I mean, basically since Bitcoin Cash entered the market last year, it's been in the top 5, the pretty much the entire time since its inception. And so these 5 have been in the top 5. However, if you're looking at 6 through 10, these have changed quite a bit, and these have kind of fluctuated from time to time. Stellar Lumens, I've been really surprised by Stellar Lumens as high as it's done in the market compared to some of the other projects and whatnot. It seems a little bit higher than where it should be, but I don't know. I mean, it's a very similar cryptocurrency to Ripple. But yeah, EOS, Cardano, IOTA, NEO. I think of these, I kind of like NEO the best. I've been hearing negative things about IOTA. I think probably the main person that I'm kind of basing that on is Richard Hart. Richard Hart just is really negative about IOTA. I don't know enough about it to speak on it, but I remember. For those of you guys who've been following me, I had a date with this girl that was huge in IOTA back when it was like 40 cents. I should have listened to her because it's basically gone up 4x in price. So, whether or not it's a legitimate project, the market doesn't really seem to care. We are specializing in tracking down high-profile scammers, even that Alpha Bay dude. I don't know the Alpha Bay dude, but I know I was getting contacted by a couple of different people. That wanted answers. With some of these different projects. I mean, it's an unregulated market, right? So yeah, it's hard to say. Satish doesn't really strike me as somebody that was money motivated or out to scam millions and millions of dollars from people. That didn't really seem like, I didn't really get that vibe from him. I could be wrong, but and the same thing with the developers. I mean, not a whole lot of people really knew enough about what was going on behind the system to really know enough to really talk about it. Yeah, I would agree with that. Satish was a promoter, just like everyone else. I think that was that was his title, was All Asia Promoter. He was really kind of just the the main guy, just that was in communication with the development team that was choosing to remain anonymous. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, if I'd be willing to travel while I'm out here in Asia to get more answers on that. Like I had plans to go to India and learn a little bit more about it, find out. I know they had an office at one point. They're in Surat, India, and Glenn and I, we booked a plane ticket. We were ready to go out there. We just got denied because we didn't, we were in a WhatsApp group with like 20 different people, and no one told us, you know, that you had to get a visa to go to India. We didn't know about that, so I showed up at the airport in Jakarta, and they wouldn't even let me get on the plane. I was pissed because I, you know, spent like $400 on that plane ticket, and I just had to, you know, eat it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there were some people that wanted me to go to Chiang Mai to maybe get a little bit more info on, you know, some of the projects out here in Asia. So I'm interested in kind of doing that. Some of the blockchain events can be a little dry. They had one here in Vietnam, and there was some interesting info that was presented there for sure. And I had some different, you know, communications. Had a chance to meet Charles Hoskinson, who's very involved with the Cardano project. And so there's, so yeah, I mean, there's some, you know, there's some interesting projects. You know, I'm interested in getting more involved, you know, with some of them. I think I'm going to try to stay here local in Vietnam. I think the research and development aspect here in Vietnam is great. Satish used to be an artist, sold his art for money. I think if you looked up at like his LinkedIn or something like that, or maybe it's his Facebook profile, he was saying he used to work for like Royal Mail or something, or that was his, maybe that was his day job before he really started kind of getting into crypto. Were you at the meeting on the second day in Dubai where only 6 people met? Well, there was more than 6 people, but yeah, I was there. You know, we were going over staking primarily, kind of getting a tutorial in staking. I got some video on that, but it was more, I think, informational on kind of the technical side of the platform. It wasn't, you know, to be quite honest, it's a pretty boring meeting. There wasn't really, you know, a whole lot being discussed in that one. You know, there was, you know, networking opportunities with a lot of people that were involved with the platform, so I got a chance to, you know, hang out with all my, you know, friends and people I'd met, you know, through the platform. But, you know, yeah, I don't know. All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested. I want to find out a little bit more about the project you're working on. How did your top privacy altcoins do in this bear market? That's a good one. I want to do an update on, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this like crypto calendar aspect, so I can come back and review some of my picks and things I've been doing. And now that I had the video on there, so I could go back and see the prices and see how they did. So I'm gonna do an update, and it's gonna be like a series, like a 5-day series, where I'm gonna go through, you know, those different kind of market categories and see how those do. But for the most part, I believe they've done pretty well. Most of the coins and the projects I've been picking have done better than Bitcoin. I think one of the things you see is it's much easier for a coin to go from like 3 cents to, you know, $3, you know, as opposed to like, you know, $3 to like $3,000 or so. Like the jumps from kind of being like almost like a penny stock or something like that to being worth, you know, several $100s or whatnot is much easier than, say, having a coin reach like, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars. I think that does play into kind of the psyche of people that are getting into these projects. If you see a coin that's kind of overvalued, I mean, right now, if we look up the pricing of some of these coins, you can, if you go on a coin market cap, you can sort these by price. And so right now, if we're taking a look at the market, Bitcoin at 8,000, Bitcoin Cash is the second most expensive coin or project, 760. Interesting to see Maker here at 750, Ethereum at 500. Ethereum, you know, we had seen as high as about $1,300, you know, not too long ago, back in December. Dash was like at what, like $800-900. It was about 3 times higher not too long ago. Digix DAO, the gold-backed coin, I think is an interesting one. It's been really climbing. I'm holding quite a bit of Digix DAO. I like that project, and some more of the privacy projects. So, but alrighty, I'm gonna take a few more questions. I think I'm gonna call it a stream, and tomorrow I want to do one on probably on Genesis mining, if I can get a response from them, and some of the other mining projects that I'm kind of looking into. Any passive investments you have? Like, that was kind of the thing I was kind of hoping was, you know, just to get like a passive income through mining. That's, for me, like, I think that would be, theoretically, it should be, you know, one of the best ways to receive a passive income is to actually mine, you know, a particular crypto, maybe not Bitcoin, but some of these other projects and coins that are, you know, fairly high. Like, you know, like I had an Ethereum mining contract. So like if you're mining Ethereum or whatnot, and the price of the coin goes up, you know, not only are you making money through mining, but also you're making money through the price rise of the coin. You know, the staking aspect is, I think, another one that could be promising. There's quite a few coins that are offering kind of you know, staking in that respect. But if you're looking at like a lending platform, there's not really one. You know, there's a few that I need to follow up with a couple of people. Like there's one in working with a guy in Singapore that was signed up with me through BitConnect, and he is he's really big in the Chinese market. Speaks Mandarin fluently, and he was there. There are some underground projects, like lending type projects that have been around for years and years and years. And so there was one that he was kind of telling me about. Haven't gotten into it, but you know, I'm interested in hearing more about it. I have to follow up with him and get into it. I think part of it is kind of staying under the radar so that you're not getting, you know, a crackdown from a government, like where you're getting DDoS attacked, or you know, the platform in general is just getting attacked. In Beyond, let me look at this. Let's take a look at NBeon. Currently at 199. Promises dividends. I guess it just came onto the market here in February. It's been fairly stable. It was a little bit over $1. It looks like maybe it hit the market at $1, and you know, now I guess it's about 45 cents, so it's about half where it was at. See where it's trading. Hit BTC. I like seeing it on IDEX. I don't know much about this token store, but most of it's concentrated in Hit BTC. Let's take a look at the website. Yeah, I have to take a look, a little bit more of a look into this. Looks interesting. Legal. We got regulations. U.S., Singapore, China, Switzerland tighten their policies towards ICOs. Securities regulation. In the U.S., we follow Rule 506, Regulation D of this U.S. Securities Act. Interesting. German residents are not permitted. Austrian resident investors can invest amounts greater than, you know, 125,000 euro. Know your customer. Anti-money laundering regulations vary from country to country. So I'll have to look in that one a little bit more. Yeah, PD3 or P3D has been steady paying me out in ETH for over a month now. That's why I'm interested in getting into it. You know, I've been hearing mostly good things about it. Some people, you know, say it's bad for crypto or whatnot. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, something that may end up like a lot of these other passive income cryptocurrency projects, but yeah, I don't know if it's legit. Um, if it's legit, you know, I'm interested in learning more about it. Clover, do you support yourself only from trading now? Yeah. I mean, been living on crypto. I mean, the nice thing about, you know, being here in Vietnam is it's so cheap to live here. So like, you know, I could live on one Bitcoin for like 3 months. You know, like I can live on a Bitcoin for a long time. So if I'm able to kind of, you know, create that through trading or whatnot, there's opportunity. You know, there's definitely an opportunity to have gains or whatnot. But yeah, I think I'm interested in kind of working with cryptocurrency companies here in Asia. So I'm just kind of keeping my costs low and looking to kind of find the right projects to get involved with. But yeah, I would say probably trading is kind of the main thing I'm doing right now, or just really kind of diversifying. I don't do a whole lot of trading where I'm, you know, in the markets. I wouldn't say I'm in the markets every day. And in order to be an effective trader, you really need to do that. You need to be doing more technical analysis, and I'm just not set up quite yet to do that. But working on it. Trying to set up an office here eventually. I might work with some of my connections out here and just kind of piggyback off of what they're doing for a little while until I can kind of branch off and do my own thing. Any project opportunities in Vietnam as far as opening crypto business? Like how much is power costs in Vietnam? Power costs are probably, I mean, probably more expensive than some areas, but I mean, just things in general are very inexpensive here. I think that there is still kind of uncertainty around the regulatory environment. So it was basically an open season, you know, in 2017, the lead up, you know, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, there was nothing of any sort of regulation in Vietnam whatsoever saying that you couldn't do this. Now there is. So starting January 1st, they basically made it illegal to, you know, do business in Bitcoin, like to transact in Bitcoin. You can't like open up a coffee shop here and accept Bitcoin payments. That would be illegal. However, the legal environment here is very lax. You know, I can kind of get into that quite a bit, but like, just to give you an example, like I don't have a driver's license here in Vietnam, and so if I get pulled over or whatnot, like they could theoretically just like take my bike or my motorbike. But I mean, for not that much money at all, maybe like, you know, less than 20 bucks or something like that, you can basically bribe the cops, and it's actually like a kind of a standard thing here, like having some sort of fee or something that you're able to kind of buy yourself out of a situation. So, and that same thing kind of applies to crypto. So like if you were involved with like a cryptocurrency business or project and you got caught or whatnot, like the fines are not too bad. Like I think they're trying to kind of work with some of the companies here and have them in compliance. The one thing I will say though is that it is a communist country, and the government can come in and just seize your property or your assets. And so this is something that we've seen, and some of my friends are warning me. Like if you own land here in Vietnam, if the government wants it, like they can just flat out take it, and there's really not a whole lot that you can do about it. If it's deemed that it's in better interest for the government to be in possession of your property, they take it. So you're a little bit more protected in the U.S. You know, you can't just there's eminent domain in the U.S. where they can come and take your, you know, or basically force you to sell a particular parcel of land if they're building like a light rail or a road or something like that. But it's very rare in the U.S. You don't see it too much, and there's a lot more legal framework to kind of protect people from that. So, all right, guys, I think that's it's been a long one. I usually don't want to keep these streams that long, but yeah, definitely wanted to get on here and kind of talk about some of those things. So, do a little more research on some of this stuff, and get back to you guys tomorrow. See what I can dig up, and other than that, like this video if you enjoyed what I was talking about. Leave a comment in the description below if you got some things you want me to take a look at, and catch you guys on the next one.